I'm sorry, we're not going to have anybody positioned on this side. I'm going to need all of you guys to continue to go over there. Photographers, if you can come over. No, I'm just saying the Candlelight, we need everyone over.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Sure. I can't see the damn thing. Yeah, it's freaking.
Yeah, as long as
Y'all got a calendar each on for the pizza box. It's going to be featuring
it's I can't control people, unfortunately. Yeah, we're actually like already live right now. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. You're good. You're good. Yeah.
Lean forward.
Someone might be doing that, or maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Off stage.
Maybe.
You make sure people don't like. I already have multiple people across on the stage and in front of the camera. It's live right now. I know. And there are people on the stage.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for showing up for these unfortunate circumstances. First, to honor our beloved Mama Bear, who is reminded. It's been really, really, really amazing just to see the impact she's had all over the country, all over the world. I have the pleasure and honor of working with her at the Mangleson Gallery down the street, where all day, every day, for 18 years. She has been really the star of the show, the topic of every discussion. And I get to really communicate with so many people about their experiences, why she's special to them. We get to tell them why she's special to us. To be able to introduce her to everyone that hasn't already been made aware. And it's really been a joy and an honor to be able to be part of her story. And it's an honor to be here today, to be able to speak to all of you. It is really amazing to see everybody out there. I know a lot of you I've talked to. I know a lot of you I've spoken with in the gallery, even today, just a little bit ago. And to see all of your faces out there now, a lot of friends that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet. But it is really nice to know that we are all one community of people brought together by Grizzly Bear 399. Very incredible, special Mama Bear. I know we all have our own personal stories and experiences, why she's special, but for me, my first experience really in the park, I had just moved here, made the move. I was on my first drive in the park to explore my new home, drove straight up there, and then all of a sudden, there was this beautiful grizzly bear out in the road with two cubs, and there was nobody else around. And this was 13 years ago. And being there, having that experience, I mean, I'll never forget. I had no idea who Grizzly Bear 399 was. We got to sit there for a couple of hours. By the end of it, there was only really a few other people there. So to have that experience was just amazing. But at one point, she was right outside our vehicle. And she had walked up to us with her two cubs. I'll never forget, I could hear her claws scratching in the gravel. I could hear her breathing. And she looked right at me. I mean, just right in the eye. And it was just such a profound experience. And it was as if she was saying, welcome home. Where have you been all this time? I just felt so amazed that, oh my God, this is all I'm going to do now. This is it. I'm going to be chasing this forever. It wasn't until later, after I had moved here and spent some time, where I learned about 399, and I figured out that was her. And I mean, just what a special, unforgettable experience. And for myself personally, and to think of all of the personal, amazing experiences that are just right here in this crowd of people. I can only imagine what's stored in all of your hearts right now, just because of her. It's truly, truly amazing. And it's been an honor to be able to share a lot of that with you every day, where I get to work in the gallery. For Tom Mangleson, who of course is probably the reason that most of you are aware of her and have fallen in love with her. He's the one who has really, really, has shown her to the world. I mean, it's been really an honor to be able to be a part of his operation, his gallery, to be an associate of his, and also a close dear friend. He is such a caring, loving man, whether it's for us humans, and of course also for all the critters out there that he loves, and especially Grizzly Bear 399. And it is my honor to be able to introduce you Mr. Mangleson, who's going to come up here and share a word with you today. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. And a couple other people I'd like to thank. Siler, who put this all together, my sister, Tiffany, and Sue, all of you, incredible, special people here, obviously. I saw one this afternoon, said she came from Texas. Another one came from Florida. She touched a lot of hearts, that girl at 399. And I see a lot of faces here that I recognize from being out there on the highway or in the field or whatever. But thank you all for coming here to honor her. I've been very fortunate, to spend a lot of time with her. I wrote some words. I'm afraid I'd blow it otherwise. So. Receiving news of 399's passing is a day we all feared would come, a day from the beginning we hoped would be far into the future. A day, regardless of the circumstances, was inevitable. Near midnight on October 22nd, the most famous grizzly bear that ever lived, Grizzly 399, was struck by a vehicle and killed 25 miles south of Jackson in Snake River Canyon. She was almost 29 years old. Her story has circled the globe. She became a symbol of hope, resilience, and much needed coexistence between humanity and the natural world. For many, she has been our guide, teacher, and inspiration. 399 first appeared near Oxbow Bend in Grand Teton Park with 3 cubs of the year in the summer of 2006. Who would have guessed Teton Park and millions of human lives around the world, including my own, would be forever changed? No wild animal in history has ever been so loved by so many, and none has drawn such notoriety, attention, caring, and concern. At the time of her passing, she had given birth to 18 cubs. They in turn given birth to 18 grandcubs, or thereabouts. Fewer than half of her descendants are believed to still be surviving. Every season the 399 and her cubs survived. Those who knew her or knew of her breathed a sigh of relief. In the freezing cold of late December, watching her and her cubs come up Pilgrim Creek on their way to the winter den was always another miracle. She often traveled 50 miles or more from the south in just 3 or 4 days, sometimes in deep snow and blizzard conditions. Of all her special traits, she was a survivor and a wondrous mother, raising all but 2 of her cubs to sub-adulthood. We don't know what happened to her first cub, but Snowy, her single cub in 2016, was struck by a hit-and-run driver at dusk on June 19th near Pilgrim Creek. In a display of incredible sentience, intellect, and emotion, 399 turned back, picked up the limp body of Snowy in her mouth, walked 50 yards into the woods, laying her next to a dead spruce. 399 then returned to the highway. For the rest of the night, as if she didn't completely register Snowy's death, 399 ran up and down the highway, bawling, foaming at the mouth, standing and searching. By sunrise, she was still on the highway. Park officials fearing 399 would also be killed, distracted her, and retrieved Snowy's body. For 399 and her cubs, making it through another spring was beyond remarkable. Rescuing her cubs swept downriver, navigating the human landscape in summer tours, traveling through bear jams of nearly 1,000 people at times, and crossing dangerous highways was always an unpredictable game of Russian roulette. On top of it all, come fall, it was deer and elk hunting season, in and out of Grand Teton. All year long, there was a train of poachers for those intolerant of large carnivores and predators, including wolves, coyotes, cougars, and bears. No one will ever know the number of bears or other wild animals lost. No one will ever know how many wolves and coyotes were run down and run over mercilessly and illegally in Wyoming by men and women having fun in their snow machines. Year after year, on her way to the den to hibernate in late December, 399 broke trail through 3 feet of snow for her barely visible cubs. The cubs were no longer playing and wrestling as they did at the beginning of their journey to the den. It was no longer fun and games. Noses to butts, they followed Mom's deep furrow as she waited for the weakest and tired ones to catch up. At nearly the end of another year, the trip to the mountains den was yet one more serious challenge in their survival. For those of us who knew her ways, we watched as she disappeared into the forest. In unison, we all gave a big sigh of relief, patted each other in the back, and exclaimed, "She'd made it through another year." We knew she would had miles to go still. We would hope and pray she and her cubs would make it through another winter, as many bears, especially cubs, do not. Come March, as the seasons and years passed, more and more people would gather near Pilgrim Flats, waiting for her arrival. The spring of 2022, when she had her sub-adult quadruplets, we spent 23 days from dawn till dusk, waiting and hoping. When, on April 16th, all five came down Pilgrim Creek on a sunny afternoon, we all cheered. She had done it again. Later, we popped a bottle of champagne and danced. Many made the annual pilgrimage to Teton Park, returning year after year in hopes of one day catching a glimpse of her. But many never saw her. They at least saw where she lived, were able to imagine her and her family out there, and will never forget the dream. For others who had only heard of her, saw her on Facebook page, read about her, saw photographs and films about her, or followed her stories from afar. Many have comfort in her long, amazing life and be inspired by her images and stories. We can and must now honor her by speaking out loudly against taking grizzlies off the protection of the endangered species list. Perhaps only removing her from that list if grizzlies have full protection under a 399 Grizzly Bear Protection Act or similar. As I speak, Wyoming and Montana, their governors, legislators, Game Commission, Game and Fish Departments are petitioning the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to remove ESA protection so that grizzlies can be hunted again. We can no longer tolerate the cruelty and immoral treatment of her kind, nor should we condone wolves, cougars, black bears, or fur bears being killed, trapped anymore. According to grizzly bear expert Dave Matson, who for years was on the interagency grizzly bear study team, grizzly population numbers have been flat, if not going down, over the past 15 years. Matson says although they have seen in new places, it's not because there's a population boom, but rather because the need to search for new food sources across a wider area due to climate change and accelerating decrease in habitat as humans expand into grizzly territory. We don't know what's in store for the population of grizzlies in the future. We need to stop the cruel and inhumane killing of our wildlife for fun, not for food. No one eats bear, cougar, or wolf meat, nor jackrabbits and prairie dogs. Regardless of some of our agencies, many who are really good people, there's others who are lacking compassion and only pleasing a small minority group of hunters and outfitters. We need a new paradigm of wildlife management in America. We can no longer tolerate their cruelty to senselessly allow the killing of sentient, emotional beings who experience joy, fear, anger, sense of loss, and who feel pain just like us. It's not about population numbers, it's about humanity and treating animals with respect and compassion, not cruelty and inhumanity. Instead, let us provide millions of visitors who flow into our state to behold our majestic landscape and wildlife. What would it be like not to be able to observe grizzly bears or wolves in the wild? What if this is the last, final generation of bears to be seen here? My heart fills with joy every time I hear a child excitingly exclaim, "There it is, the grizzly bear." The beauty of conserving wildlife is after that child is gone, the future generations. Spotting a bear and have the same wondrous experience, unlike a hunter who selfishly wants that animal only for themselves to decorate their wall or to be walked upon. One bullet, one person, stealing the wondrous experience of observing the great bear for millions of others. Now there will be no more waiting in winter and spring at Belgian Creek for her, but we will still gather this December in 3 feet of snow, with hopes of getting a glimpse of 610 or 399's other descendants, carrying on the Queen's legacy. We will praise her in their lives and all she has given us. We will remember all she has taught us about her kind and celebrate every year, every season, and every moment she had blessed us with. There will never be another bear like 399. It will never be forgotten. Rest in peace. Thank you very much. I'll turn it back over to
There's no better person to hear it from than Tom. He's devoted 18 years of his life. I'm sure you all know he's out there all day, every day, tirelessly to document her life. And it's a sad ending to the story, but I also like to think it's not the ending of the story. We're going to take this forward. But in the meantime, our next speaker that we have tonight is the lovely Tiffany Talbot. She is Tom's assistant, and I'll have Tiffany come up here and share a word with you as well.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Siler and Zeke, for putting this wonderful event together. Let's see, I'll step forward here. For everyone here and everyone at home, welcome to the final 399 Bear Jam. What made 399 such a special bear? I'm asking you, and I'm asking the people at home. Turn to your neighbor, think about it. To you, what made her such a special bear? For me, she was an outstanding mother. She was loving, caring, playful, protective. She was everything a bear mother should be. Number two, her tolerance and patience with beings not of her own species. For everyone here who's ever seen her navigate a crowded bear jam to get across the street, and she just moved through so gracefully. However, her tolerance did not extend to magpies on a carcass. She had no tolerance for them. Number three, she was an explorer bear. She was the Amelia Earhart of our bears. She traveled up and down, north, south, east, west, much to our concern. Was she showing her cubs new places to settle or finding them food? I don't know, but I love that she was not afraid to venture out of her safe and comfort zone. However, her wanders often brought her more to populated areas. And I'm sure all of you remember a couple years ago when she walked through town in the police parking lot. In response to 399 going through town, and concerned citizens, Chris and Walt Ackerman started a nonprofit to help distribute bear-resistant trash cans to home in the valley. If you're looking for a way to honor 399's legacy, I encourage you to go to jhbearsolutions.org. That's Jackson Hole Bear Solutions.org, or just Google it. And another way to support, as Tom mentioned, is to support all bears remaining on the endangered species list and saved from hunters. Thank you so much for loving 399, for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Okay, and up next, we have another wonderful speaker. We have Sue Cedarholm coming up. She was also side by side out there with Tom from the beginning, from the first day that 399 really emerged out into the park. and she has also spent a tireless amount of time out there with her, as well as all over the world. But yeah, very talented artist, photographer, painter, jewelry, potter, and the lovely Sue Cedarholm will come up and share a word with you.
Good evening. Is that loud enough? Because I know it's been a little not loud. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming and for Siler and Zeke and all the people who arranged all this today, because this has been a big thing. And I just wanted to just put sort of what happened to me today, because I had to take someone to the airport this morning in the dark. And then I decided, well, I'm already up, I might as well go to the park. So I went up to the park, and it's pitch black till 7:30. I'm up there driving around in the dark. I didn't see one single car, and it was amazing to be in the park and not see anything. And so I just sat there in the dark and listened to the silence. I just thought about all the years of following 399 and being up there, and all the people I've met along the way. And it's been a life-changing experience. And then once the sun started to rise, I went down to Signal Mountain boat dock and photographed the sunrise. And then once the sun was up, I decided then I was ready to go up to Pilgrim Creek, because I'd been waiting after I heard yesterday that she'd been cremated and her remains were put at Pilgrim Creek. So I went up there, and there was only one car up there by then. And I just found a little spot and walked down the creek and just sat there and just breathed the air and listened to the silence and looked at the mountains and thought of all the times we've seen 399 show up in the spring with her new cubs, and we wait and wait and always breathe a sigh of relief when she shows up. And then in the fall when she's going back to the den, and one year it was the latest recorded bear going to the den was on my birthday, January 2nd. And so and she's just wallowing through this deep, deep snow. And so I was thinking of all those things, and then it came to me that we're never going to see that again. We're not going to see her come out next spring, and we're not going to see her go in this fall. And so all we can do now is just remember all the good memories of the people all over the world that have gotten to know her, and be thankful that Hillary Cooley and the Park Service made what we all think, most of us I think that she needed to go back to the earth and not be stuffed in a visitor center. She had people following her whole life, so now she's at peace. And when you do go up there, and I encourage people to just go up there and sit and think and look at the mountains and appreciate everything, you'll feel her spirit, because it's there for sure. And when Tom started calling her new cub Spirit, I told him after he'd done that, I said, I think she's going to carry, I think it's a she, we don't know, but I said she's going to carry on 399 spirit. And so that's when we go up there, we just think of her spirit, we know her spirit's there, and then we all have to take what she taught us and how we could behave as good, taking care of the land and the bears, and just honor her spirit in that way. So it's so nice to see everybody, and it's just been an amazing thing. And so this is one chapter over, but she has a whole lineage out there, so now we can just support those bears and make sure that we keep it safe for grizzlies everywhere. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Sue. Okay, everybody. And so next we have Bo. Bo is going to be coming up, and Bo is he's a guide for Eco Tour Adventures. Brilliant young man. He has been spreading the joy and the love of being out in the park, being out in nature, and being on a good day out there with Grizzly Bear 399. And so let's go here. Okay.
Hey gang, my name is Bo Weldon, and I'm a wildlife guide here in the valley, and I've been super privileged to see 399 for almost 10 years now. I know that's like baby years compared to a lot of you weirdos out there who've been doing this for longer than me. But I want to start kind of by saying thanks to all the folks that are here. I heard folks from Texas and Mississippi and Indiana, and I know there's people probably watching in like Malaysia right now, because that's what this bear could do. So thanks everyone for setting this up. Thanks everyone for being here. And And I'm here to hopefully wrap some things up and try not to make anybody cry anymore. So we'll see how that goes. So I want everyone to just like take a breath. Let's shake out our hands. Let's like stomp our feet for a second. We are here together. We are terrible and crushed by this, but we're here together. So for my time, I kind of wanted to zoom out a little bit and talk less about a particular time that I saw 399 or the first time that I saw her. And I kind of want to talk about what it feels like to lose her right now. And with 399, there's so much feeling involved and so much emotion that our relationship with her, of course, is going to be difficult. And we're going to all ping pong between the stages of grief. And that's kind of what we need to do, right? And it's more than okay that it can right now just feel really hard. So I've been thinking a lot about this myself as somebody who's been very privileged to introduce the story of 399 to a lot of people over the years, even if we don't get to see her. And all my time with her, telling her story to guests, whether or not she's in view, they just, they kind of like fall in love. And so I've arrived at this odd analogy for her, which is kind of like seeing 399 is kind of like falling in love for the first time. And every time you got to see her, it was kind of like you forgot to like breathe, and you cried, and you like went home, and you're like, that happened. I was there, and I saw her, and she saw me, and we had this like whole moment. I that's it. I'm in love. I don't care. Hook, line, and sinker, right? And that giddiness, I think, continued, all these years for all these people. And with that, I mean, I'm sure a lot of us can attest, like you will just bail on your friends and your family to go spend time with that first love. And I'd argue people do that with 399, like all the time. And so I think about like all of the hundreds of thousands of collective miles that so many people have driven and flown and crawled to like get to Pilgrim Creek, and to go see her. But the thing is about, right, those first loves or like your first crush is that they typically go one way. It's usually like one directional. And my relationship with 399 is no different than that. She did not know that I existed or that I cared about her. Now, some of you weirdos who like really, really love this bear, she may have recognized you. And I won't name names, but if you need a visual example, just see the first three people that spoke prior to this. But the thing with single directional relationships is that is what's powerful. That's what's special. It it adds depth. And that person is the ultimate, right? They can do no wrong. And let's be honest, you all went back to your friends and family and you're talking about like how great this bear is. And those people are like, yeah, great. I'm so glad that you feel that way, and they don't get it because they might not know her story, and they haven't spent time like we are, like in the cold, in the spring, whatever it is, like standing out there for hours, just like waiting at the possibility that we could see her. But if they do get to see her, and if they watch the story and they learn about her and they become kind of a student of this amazing animal, then they get it. And if they were lucky enough to see her like at Pilgrim or Willow Flats or Blacktail Ponds or wherever it is, they're in love. That's it. That's what she could do. And the rub of this analogy that 399 is our collective first love is that those first loves might not last. And we kind of know that going in, but don't matter. And there's always been this possibility that it could end, and there could be a time where we're having this ultimate barrier of being able to spend time with her anymore. And maybe we felt like we were on borrowed time with 399 as she continued to break records in age and cubs and like just keep showing up and being this amazing bear. And maybe we knew that we were going to get close to a day and a feeling like this one. And I know that life needs balance. And the natural world, of which 399 is a part of, and as are we, that needs to have an equal and opposite reaction, and we need to honor the balance. So now that the queen is gone, not being sad would be a disservice to her memory. And here's why I think that's the case. It's because her life gave us so much joy and happiness and inspiration and solace. And I could throw a whole thesaurus in there of synonyms, right? So to provide balance here, not being hurt and angry and outraged and sad would be a disservice to her. And it wouldn't be right to our collective memory that we all have of her. And if we don't give ourselves the space to feel the opposite of what she gave us, then we don't hold up our end of the bargain. So all of you beautiful weeping people here standing in the rain in Western Wyoming, you're doing the right thing. You're doing it for her. And as we continue in a world that no longer has 399 in it, we need to honor what it feels like for each of us, because we never forget our first loves, and we will never forget her, but we will move forward, not now, but eventually. And we will always remember our first loves because they were the catalyst that helped us understand what it means to love. And I think 399 helped so many people understand what it means to fall in love with this place, what it means to fall in love with this community right here, and what it means to fall in love with one marvelous bear. Thank you.
So that was beautiful. I mean, let's give him one more. I mean, that was spot on. I mean, yeah, really about the community and bringing people together. And, he really is on the front lines out there, touring and sharing that experience with people and making sure that it is a perfect one. And I know he does a really good job of that. So I think, coming up here now, I think we are going to light our candles and have our moment. It's a little damp out right now, so hopefully we don't have too many technical difficulties with lighting.
I have a lighter if anybody needs one. Yes. You guys have an extra candle down there? No. No, mine for now. We're not again. Matches, I had some.
Yeah. 3 minutes. 3 minutes and then 3 minutes and then seconds and then we'll go out and then we'll go to the song. Go to the drum pattern.
Fifth flight in her life. Her fifth in her whole life.
Hey guys, we're still live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I know it's kind of tough to keep the candles burning, so we will get this started. We're going to do 3 minutes and 99 seconds of silence in honor, of course, of our beloved Grizzly Bear 399. So please all join in. And we'll have a nice song afterwards. Thank you, everyone. And bonus points to everybody that kept their candle burning that whole time. And now we will listen to a beautiful song here in the rain.
Thanks for sticking around out there. If you know this, you're welcome to sing along with me because I probably won't make it through it, okay? I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the brightest day, the darkest night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow are pretty in the sky. Also the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're all the same. I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Thank you.
That was wonderful. Thank you. And so now I just want you all to reflect on the stories you've heard, the experiences people have shared, the effect she's had on people, on the world, on her species, on just the whole ecosystem, on nature, on everything. I mean, it's all one. It's all part of the community around her. And this community, it's really important that it stays together. That this keeps going. It stays strong. It stays united. To keep protecting the bears that we still get to love, that we still have out there with us today, and for the future in perpetuity. And it's really important. I think we obviously have a very beautiful group of people that are very involved, very aware, and ready to take action here. So whether that is simply donating to your favorite nonprofit, to a conservation organization, to people, to spreading the word, to telling everybody, about things like this here tonight, about Grizzly Bear 399, about ways that everybody can chip in to help out. It's not just money. I mean, it's volunteering, it's spreading information, it's, post those beautiful photos of Grizzly Bear 399. I know you all have a bunch of them sitting on your hard drives that nobody has seen. Keep those coming out. I mean, keep her out there. Keep going out and enjoying. There's the princess. There's Grizzly Bear 610. There's Bonita, Blondie, Bruno, Strawberry Jam, Ash Brown. I mean, there's all these other beautiful bears out there. I mean, there's so many things, and it's just there's just we all need to stick together. We all need to stick together, and we all need to protect the bears, the ecosystems, everything out there. I mean, it's all one and the same, and we're all part of it as well. And so, take this moment, take this energy, look at the people around, and think of all the people that wish they could be here right now. Think of all the people that are maybe viewing online, or that might watch this movie 2 years from now. They come across it on YouTube or something, and just take this moment really to just reflect on the experiences you've had and what it really means to you. And then I think it would be really great if before you all walk away from here tonight and head over to the Elks Lodge, to take a moment and look around and find someone around you who you've never met before and introduce yourself and share an experience. Just share something meaningful to people around you, because it is really the bond between all of us here and between everybody everywhere that really is, I think, the legacy of Grizzly Bear 399. It is the community she's created, it's the movements she's started, and it's really about continuing that and moving forward forever. You know, this has to go on forever. We need to always have grizzly bears. We need to always have wild places. And we need to always have people who care. And that is what really, without us, without people like us, or without just the caring, loving people, you know, it could all be lost. There's a lot of important things coming up that need attention, and we all need to be there, spreading the word and spreading the awareness. So after I say goodbye, I want you all to introduce yourselves and take that moment with each other. But I also want to thank Zeke and Siler for putting all of this together. They really rallied. We needed this. The community needed this. I mean, the whole world needed this. And these guys, amongst others, you know, the whole team really put this together. And this is just, it's amazing. And the fact that they're in the rain and cold is truly amazing as well. And I won't make you freeze any longer. Thank you all so much. Thank you. And love and light to spirit.
Really quick, guys, thank you for coming. Please do not dispose of a hot candle in the trash cans. And also there is a reception at Elks Lodge, which is just right down the road if you want to walk there.
And this is Siler, and this is Zeke. So when you see them, thank them, shake their hands. They are absolutely wonderful. And thank you. And do not forget to vote. Oh, and there will be a slideshow at the Elks Lodge where the community has really chipped in beautiful images of Grizzly 399 from everybody.
Hey, look at it, Thank
you for doing that. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
how can I help
It's
with
over.
this next part?
I don't. Oh wait, hold on. Is it over? Now it's over. I don't know yet.